Hello, hello, I am Rangaroo,
And I'm Graham.
and here today with another 1v1 from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord trained tournament. We are on a nuclear winter is coming, and who do we have playing today, Mr. Graham?
So on the left-hand side here, we have Zhong playing Red Dragon General. And then on the right, we have Mechastu playing as Entente General.
And it's quite a shame that, considering he's playing Red Dragon, he got delegated to the blue team on this one.
Yes. Yes, it
Gonna,
is quite... it is a little unfortunate, right?
yeah, I think you take like a 10% suppression debuff because of that.
Yeah, there has to be some type of negative consequence for not being paired with the appropriate the color. Though we actually see he opens up with the North Korean MiG-29, which is surprising. Typically, you see like a sub 100 point fighter.
Oh,
For a lot of these decks, like a typically J8, J8C or something like that, you would see for Red Dragons, and then it runs right actually into the SPAT and takes a little bit of damage right there.
yeah. And is he gonna come around for round two? Oh, he's stunned, so he can't really evac. But no, he's gonna
And he
keep on
can't now.
flying. Maybe
Yeah,
just
it's
for the
a.
intelligence.
I guess so. There's really nothing for him to attack. Plus, the L17K is now actually out. So if Mikatsu is paying attention, he could get a really good. Oh, but he's going for the Mi-25 instead. But the MiG-29 is going to fly over that AA again. There's a little more HP. Does have a missile out. Misses though, and the L17 actually didn't even engage.
What's he doing with the Mi-25?
I
Like,
have no
guy
idea.
is he trying to CV snipe? I feel like he's trying to CV snipe with it. But the
And it looks like
L17,
it. And also, he's gonna clean it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go around to the long haul and snipe it into Echo. Very
Yeah.
odd maneuver.
Yeah, it was a little weird there, the air shenanigans to start there. We do see that the Lyran have been engaged by the M84AN. Petabranchi 90 were forced to dismount. One of those squads actually probably will go down here. It's down to 1 HP as he tries to move some more check recon infantry into the forest there by Delta. Petabranchi 90, though, also moving into Alpha as well with some BVP MADs coming up in support.
Yeah, it's as good for John Gina as he has been able to hold off Makuchu from the middle for just a little bit, allowing him to get a very good position into Delta. And yeah, John Gina going to be playing it much more safe, not trying to do any crazy Alpha or Foxtrot plays, just going to go right down the middle.
Yeah, though he does actually get some of the recoilless rifle infantry, the Chinese recoilless rifle infantry, into Alpha and is engaged with the Petabranchi 90 at range. They should go down, but they might be able to take a little bit of damage. Oh no, the Petabranchi are now. Oh, okay, he's microing on pretty well, so yeah, he should be able to clean that up pretty quick.
Yeah.
But as you said, Zhong Jina is completely in control here in Delta. There's a couple Petabranchi 90 squads, but they're heavily beat up. He's going to want to go ahead and repair those if it's possible. A J7 bomber coming in, but that L17 might actually be able to get a kill on it.
Yeah, gonna be shooting down or killing the AN. L17 gets shot down now. Same
Yeah.
thing with the J7. Very, yeah, not great, yeah, for Mekachu.
Yes, great, because you did lose the L17. I mean, you killed the bomber, but Zhong Jina gets 4 of those, and they're, 80 points, I believe? So it's not expensive, and losing your L17 early is a little rough.
Yeah. And we just seen John Cena really push heavy into Delta. He's really taken full control over Delta, making sure he has the full point. And that's a very good position from his side to push because you get a very good opportunity through the forest just northeast
Mm-hmm.
of Delta to set up forces, put pressure into Alpha. It's a more slower, steadier approach, but it does work quite well.
Yeah, because like you talked about, if you can secure the entire area, which it looks like Zhang Jin is going to be able to do, it puts you in an excellent position to assault Alpha and contest it. And so we see Mikatsu here; he hasn't really responded that well to it. Actually, calling out an M84AN recon tank from Bravo, probably because he's worried about the some shenanigans from up north there. And he has some Mechanovas and 2 BVPs, which would be much better served closer towards Delta or Alpha than just kind of chilling there on the side. It's a pretty expensive just screening force.
Yep, we are seeing CVs being brought out. We got one coming to Foxtrot, and at the same time, John Gina bringing one out. Actually, into Charlie, so
Charlie, I
both
think.
getting two
Yeah.
pointers, which is, of course, the smart move on this map.
Yeah, no, you want to go ahead and cap your 2 pointers when you feel secure. Though I don't think Makatsu's in a very good position. So capping, I mean, I understand it, but he's completely lost control of Delta. So for the long term viability, it looks a little rough there. You want to at least be contesting that position, and he's completely on his back foot.
Yeah, it's just really not a good position for Mechastu. Like, he could try play heavy and grind down Delta, but it doesn't really work out for him. Especially if Li Jian... Oh, no. Never mind, I thought they were bloody... I forgot the name of the Chinese Special Forces.
Aren't they Legion 90?
Yeah, it's Legion 90. Okay, I'm just an idiot. But
Yeah.
yeah, because hey, you never usually see the regular Legion.
No, I have no idea why he has the regular the Legion. The Legion, maybe just because he doesn't want the napalm launcher, because they're kind of like Spetsnaz in that regard. Legion 90 have the napalm launcher.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it actually in a competitive game used personally.
I am like shock and awe here, so maybe that'll be a... I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But it's good pushing so far here from Zhong, because he is starting to get into alpha. Just getting a few infantry into that town will be more than enough to put a lot of pressure, yeah. And he doesn't have to fully capture alpha. He just has to hold the southern part of it, and then you can easily contest it.
Yeah, no, and he just getting in that position, like you said, he could have actually got those Legion in there. And real quick, another reason why you don't see them so much rank is because they only have the 14 AP RPG, so they're really not even that good at like dealing with tanks or other armored vehicles to begin with. So a lot of players, if they're going to bring the Legion, they just bring to specialize in the anti-infantry role.
I think it's mainly for 25 points for an elite infantry, like
Yes,
Delta Force.
Yeah, it's probably what he's opting for here. But he needs to actually get them in the town, I think. Though he's going to walk them in the opening, so the Petabranchi 90 should be able to see them. And yeah, he does recognize that instantly, so they're going to go ahead and engage here, the Petabranchi 90, and get into these buildings and have a little CQC fight here. Two going down really quick for the Legion.
Yeah. It's going to be a very critical position for Mechastu to hold. He really can't afford to really lose any foothold in Alpha.
Yeah, and both of them also spending more points down south. You see, actually, Mechastu has a decent little force kind of holding around in Foxtrot-ish, a little north of there. A CV was called out for Zhong, but he hasn't unloaded it yet in India. But he also called out a little bit more reinforcements as well as they continue to skirmish here in Alpha.
In the Alpha skirmish, we're seeing Zhong commit more forces, and Mechastu, I mean, the paddles very tight for Li Jian. Either side just needs a little bit of fire support here, but I feel like Mechastu's going to be able to hold. Those BVPs are coming in clutch.
Yeah, so the two Type 59s went down right there to the BVP in the age, which you never want. Check Napalm Bomber coming in right now. We'll see how this hits. A good connection here could pretty much end this infantry push before it gets started. So a little missed it a little bit, but it will block them off. Yep. So it does kind of work. It does kind of work out. And the Petabranchi 90 are evacuating from the town there, but he was able to keep them in the two squads alive, so he can repair them back to full strength if he's able to bring up some supplies.
We've also seen some northern memery going on up here. We got a WZ-55 run sneaking all the way to the north of Alpha, and of course those Lai Ren holding off against a horde of Mechanovas and Proletari.
Yeah, and we see two J7Hs as well coming into bomb in Alpha, and there's no like real AA there to stop that. And yeah, both the BVP, not the BVPs, but the little spat went down. So not too much damage, but it did get something done. And I mean, Zhong is an Alpha rank. Like, I mean, he does have a presence there in the town, and like we talked about, he is contesting it.
He is.
Yeah, that's pretty big at this point in this game, because you're only 9 minutes into the game here, and you have ground troops already flooding into Alpha. He does have India capped as well, so he can start that +2, which really puts the pressure on his opponent.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Mechastu to really pull himself out here. This is just, very good positioning from Zhong. He's really been leading the momentum of this match all the way through. I mean, Mechastu is building up a decent counterattack force, and a lot of his forces are actually really held up north here. So he does have firepower to push back, mainly vehicle firepower. That's one thing Zhong is really lacking. Most of his firepower is just infantry.
Yeah, he does have the tools available, like you talked about, but so much of it's spread out. Like, so the M84AN's way up there up the north, along with some Proletary, Mechanovas, the more advanced BVPs. He has the Czech Napalm Bomber. He has an M84A coming up actually in support here. So he does have firepower, but I think he needs to concentrate a little bit better.
Yeah.
We see the bomber coming in here. We'll see if we can get some good connections. J7H also coming in for Zhong. So both players really dipping into their air taps here to start the game. And that is a nice little hit there for Mechastu.
Knocking out one BVP. And also just the flamethrowers, or the flame attack here, just not really killing stuff, but just blocking that road, buying Mechastu time to just get into that town. Because if he can get into that town, he can pretty much start clearing out Alpha. We're also seeing that Chonma's being brought in. We've got Janshis in the forest in Alpha. So it's still going to take him time to actually clear through and beat that up.
Yeah, but at the same time, then, though, Mekatsu's bring out an M84 command tank, which I just feel like is such a waste of... It's 170 points for a command vehicle. I know that there's pressure being put on you in Alpha if you're a Mechastu, but you really need to clear that area out, I think, before you invest in the CV. I get, like, the double tick is occurring, but there's no point in stopping it if you can't actually even hold the point.
Yeah, it's this very critical time rise for him to actually get frontline units. Because 170 points, that's a lot of dudes.
Yo, that's a lot of men that he has been able to bring out, because he also had the early the L17. So one check, he must have two. I don't know the reload times, but that's super fast right there. I think
that must be two.
Yeah, that's pretty quick. I know that the reload times can be pretty fast in Wargame compared to Steel Division, but that's a pretty quick one. Actually, I don't even know what it's doing. It's just bombing the Zhanshi in the far side. Yeah, that's a major misallocation of resources.
Yeah.
Like, why do you care that it's right there? You have Motoshoki covering your side anyways.
Yeah, they're just standing there menacingly. I mean, that could have been nape the Zhanshis up north in the forest, or just something up north.
Yeah, like an actual real threat that you have inside your 2-point sector. We see the pattern branching 90, though, were repaired. I talked about that a little bit earlier. So that's a massive... I don't want to say win necessarily for him, but that's nice to see him pull his infantry back, get it back up to full HP. He needs to kind of get that in there. Though I do think that Zhong has missed a little bit of a timing here where he could have put a little more pressure onto Mekatsu. He's kind of got equipment all over the place as well.
Yeah, you feel like he overextended just a little bit, and now he's starting to pay for it. I mean, you're seeing Mechastu get that armor advantage, which is helping out quite a bit. Zhong is trying to respond with the Chonnomars and, some of the Chinese reconnaissance tanks. But he is trying to keep out foothold in Alpha, spamming infantry to cover into the forest. So he's still going to be buying for time. But even then, even if Zhong loses Alpha, not that big of a deal. He has a pretty good point advantage, and he still holds Delta.
Yeah, the big thing, I think, if you're Mekatsu here, you want to wipe what's left in Alpha. And there's a slight timing that he can probably make some action happen, especially down towards Delta if you wanted to. Normally, I recommend if you're down like this, you might as well just send it for Charlie. But there really isn't much in Delta because Zhong committed so much into Alpha. So if he can clear this area out, there is a little bit of a timing hit. Oh, but the MiG-29 reaching to try and get the other one. Oh, but it actually shoots something else. Actually, did it shoot a helicopter down? I don't know. I saw it fire its missile, but it definitely didn't hit the check. Yeah, I saw fire. Where's the smoke at? I don't see it. Yeah, so I guess it did. I made them. It just, man, I missed it. But yeah, so you see the Jansi. They are getting cleaned up here. Nice positioning on the drug here by Mekatsu, so it can fire into the reinforcement line here. See if you can get some connections. And the M84AN also engaging the Chahoma. They might want to smoke his M84 and keep it from getting a double teamed right there.
Yeah. It's very critical engagement here. Oh, the TO-55 mounting to respond in kind to the drug. And it seems like Zhong, he's doing a good push into Alpha, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Mechastu just has enough firepower to hold.
Yeah, it should be enough. Yeah, and he just lost that infantry pushing the M84A in there. I'd like to see the proletariat come up. Yeah, as he's going to be right there. Allow them to kind of engage a little bit in spot for or not necessarily spot, but tank in front of it. BVP does catch the ZSUs 57s, which are being used really aggressively. You don't see that very often right there. More BVPs with infantry pushing into Alpha as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're Zhong Rang, you're getting a lot of value because you're putting on so much pressure to your opponent. So unless you just completely lose all your stuff and you get counterattacked, it's keeping him from Mechastu from really pushing hard in other areas.
Yeah, just tying them up as alpha is really working quite well here for John Genie. He is taking casualties, but
Right.
like you said, it's keeping the momentum on his side of the ball court, and he has a good point advantage. Like, he doesn't even have to really put a CV in alpha, just race time here. It's perfect.
Yeah, we do see that Mechastu has kind of recognized he needs to put pressure somewhere else. So there is Motostrelki plus Patobranchi 90 now pushing into Delta, and I really like that move, recognizing that he has enough to hold this alpha push. So let me go ahead and create some aggression somewhere else. He should be able to clean up those Zanshi pretty fast, and that's a problem with stuff like that, Rang, with the Type 69 RPG. It's only got 14 AP. It does basically nothing to the M34A frontally.
Yep. And the Pato is going to finish him off, but yes, bombing runs galore. And
That was a great bomb drop.
yeah, those J7s have been absolutely on point with their bomb drops.
Yeah, he really needs to get either some AA or a fighter up there to screen for those J7Hs because they've gotten a ton of value. They're really cheap too. They're only 1,000 kilogram bomb, but they've got a ton of he's got a ton of value out of them. We do see Mechanovas pushing up here, but you don't want the. Oh, the J7 is not going for the Mechanovas. He must be going. Oh, he's going for the check. Oh, it doesn't matter what he's going for because the Neva was called out 2 hits in a row, and there it goes.
The third one.
Another one.
Oh, out of ammo.
The third one hit too, though. He got the hit, is on 1 HP, and stopped it from dropping his bomb.
There we go, the Yugo meme. Antia finally coming in clutch. Yo, does he have Saint Server? Yeah, he does have Saint Server, so he does have, of course, good anti-air to deal with this. He just needs to start bringing it up. Is that? I think we've got rocket artillery being brought in up north here. The BM-21.
Yeah, he's bringing up. I guess to continue the aggression on the alpha, and I kind of understand that. But as Zhong Jina, you've tried it. It hasn't worked now twice. It might be time to shift focus because there's pressure coming into Delta, and with these BVPs, M84A, Mechanova's already in. I don't know why the Motostrelki. He should send that into Delta as well. I mean, just leave a recon squad to screen the road if you're really that worried about it. But same with these M84s. Like committing to Delta now is the right move here for Mechastu.
Yeah, but the opportunity is really open. Of course, you have God Vision, so we know there's not much in there. But he is pushing in there. Other tank, or of course rifle blokes, as well as the autocannons, shredding the BVPs. I think that's going to be enough to ward off Mechastu for the time being. And hopefully for John Gina, he realizes, yes, and gets reinforcements.
Yeah, but in response to Mechastu, which is the right move, I don't think you don't want to lose both BVPs. But he does bring the Napalm Bomber out. It will screen it a little bit, and all he needs is a little bit of infantry in there. It's good to go. Though he, for Zhong Jina, he does have some Lyrens on the backside there, trying to spot that Neva. So get it if he could find it and kill it, that would be big. And both called out tank CVs Rang for Delta.
Very funny.
Yeah, that is pretty. They've been pretty close actually in their CV timings from the initial get go, and then now. Obviously, the point lead, which has occurred by Zhong Jina during the intense fighting for Alpha, but
this could be dangerous for Mechastu CV, because I mean the Lee Ren is and there's also the band tank. Of course, not the craziest anti-tank firepower, but a good side shot is a side shot, you know.
Yeah, I mean the Lie Ren would do better against the vehicles than the Zanshi would with the 20 AP on it. Though he gets Zhong Jin does allow some of his infantry here to get caught right out in the open here by the BVP. The M84s, one of them severely damaged, but stopping the infantry approach pretty quick. If he could get a good side shot on the Choma 4 or Choma 5s there, it'd be nice for him. Oh, and then the Lyran actually get caught in the open. He pushed them away from where he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know the A is exactly in that spot. But that is just unfortunate for him because he was close to spotting that. But it doesn't matter now.
We've seen another MiG-29 strike up north here. That's going to be great due to how clumped up our forces. Then we see the BM-21 is slowly... what's it called? Targeting, there we go, that's a word.
Aiming.
My brain just kind of turned off there for 2 seconds.
No, you're all good. Yes, we can see it opening up right here. So I believe the Neva fired from that location. But the BM-21 is not what you want to use for that. So the BM-21, you would want to use it to suppress enemy infantry. Even if it directly hit, I don't even know if it would. I guess it would if it scored a couple direct hits because there's no armor on the Neva. But it's pretty inaccurate. That's not what you really want to use it for.
Yeah, like you said, you want to use it for suppressing infantry and then following through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mainly an offensive. Like I think the best way and some of the best players use it as an offensive tool. You don't see a BM-21s used a ton at the top level of 1v1s in Red Dragon, but I think there is some viability to the unit, but not necessarily in that manner because it's not it's not a Jurgen.
No, not anywhere close. But we're halfway through the match now. John Cena still in the lead and he still has good map control, but Mechastu is starting to push back. He's getting a good foothold into Delta. Right. Catching up to like 130 points is not too bad. It'd be curious to see whether Mechastu can actually, pull in the dub here. It's possible, but he's going to have to gain a lot of momentum.
There is opportunity for him to do it. His M84A guy, so he got stunned. And so then he dropped more rockets on the M84. Yeah, I really don't like the BM-21 used by Zhong Zhina. There's more, even defensively, to maybe stun the infantry push from Mechastu into Delta would be better. Like it's just those 122mm rockets aren't going to kill armored vehicles, especially like a tank.
Yeah.
And he kind of I think he guessed there on the M84 position. And there's more infantry and reinforcements being brought up here for Mechastu. The Mi-25 is a nice little call out too. I'm not a huge fan of that helicopter, but there's no AA here, so he has rockets. He has a little Yak B autocannon minigun. He can do some damage with it. I don't necessarily wouldn't recommend to most viewers to bring that unit. I don't think, but hey, there's nothing to contest it.
There's also another Mi-25 being brought in from the other end, so maybe we can have an Mi-25 spat.
Yes, the Mi-24 fight in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Who's the superior crew?
Yeah, it's really just crew because they're exactly the same.
Well, there's actually the Mi-24 for the 25 is 5 points more for the North Korean one. Why? I don't even know what the
Flater.
They both get the Flater, right?
Both same rockets.
1-1 armor for both, right? Same minigun.
It's like exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't.
This is some Eugene checker bias right
here. It's 100%. I don't know what maybe someone better in the comments can.
Look, they're doing it.
Yeah, they are fighting with it. We called it earlier there, and they're duking it out. The North Korean one actually taking off some HP really quick there, and he's pushing forward. And then Mechastu almost. I think he tried a gun run the Mi-25. But the BVPs are going to come in here. And they'll clean it up pretty quick.
Oh. And the Harrow coming in hot as well.
There's not enough infantry here to support the push, though. So the Mechanovas need to get in there, and he's just lost them. The Harrow's going to go down here as the PGG-88 kind of tears it apart there. Yeah, shoots at the sky. The BVPs are pushing up as well. Oh, and the Type 59 getting the kill in the M84A in the forest.
Oof. Really good defense here from John Cena. And once again, he can just afford to grind out in Delta. He has a point advantage. The cap is neutralized, so it doesn't matter. He can just grind down his town, and he has the infantry to do it.
And the napalm drops from Mechastu have not been very good. He's missed all the major infantry groupings here multiple times now. This isn't the first one. So more BVPs pushing up here. The recoilless rifles trying to engage the BVPs. Mechanovas, what happened to his Prada Banshee 90? I guess they died at some point. Yeah. I just missed it. Those would be really nice right now for the town fight. His Prada Banshees would do really well there. Or Proletariat. Proletariat would be good too. The Mechanovas have kind of been getting trashed.
We've seen more J7s coming in. Like, very good bomb and run support here.
Yeah, the Neva gets one kill, though, so the second one's picked off. Missile out again. 3 hits in a row. Once again. Oh, it's firing again. And it's going to get it. So that's 3. It's killed 3 planes now. And that's a night that Neva's really paid itself off, Ring.
Yeah, he's a bloody aimbot with those missiles, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's missed once.
No.
No, I don't think it's missed one time, which is just crazy.
Yeah, Yugoslav anti-aircraft defense, I swear.
He is going to get the drug Mechastu into the side here as well. I don't know if there's much armor. The PGZ, if he's in range of that would be big if you get into a town complex and get vision on it. But honestly, I think Mechastu just needs to commit. Like he has momentum. He's putting a lot of pressure his air power has been diluted multiple times in this game with not very successful runs, and he knows there's a fighter up.
Oh.
Yeah, and he loses. That's a big loss.
Yeah.
If he loses both, that's huge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that J8 is jeez.
Yeah, that was really sloppy there by Mechastu.
Yeah.
The Czech bomber is arguably the best bomber in the game due to its drop angle. It's just obviously, and also I believe it's thermobaric, right? With the
Feels like it.
Yeah, it looks like it, right? It does. Someone in the game is better than me knows the exact reasoning, but it is a very good bomber, and losing them to a J8 like that really isn't good. Isn't good, I guess, to put it eloquently, right?
Yeah, especially in this point in the match where it's so critical for him to use those MiG-29s to clear out the town. I mean, as you're seeing, he's committing another person Mechanovas, but he is taking heavy casualties.
Yeah, really, really heavy losses there, and the air power is where you want. Like right now, instead of like bombing, that clump up there by Charlie, which you have resources to stop any push there. You have recon infantry, multiple squads of recon infantry. You have BVPs. You have M84s. Both the recon and the base type. You want to use that air power to support your push into the town. Instead, his infantry is getting annihilated in this town for the third time in a row, and it just feels like a really big missed opportunity there for Mechastu, who had kind of the momentum going for him.
Yeah, we've seen that Sean Omar pushing up quite well, but the M84s are going to come in, say hello with big stonking guns.
Yeah, also a big thing as well is Mechastu brought out a mortar very early in this game, which is awesome. You want to get mortars out. I recommend starting with a mortar for most players for smoke, and it's fired 3 shells.
Yeah. Bit of a very big missed opportunity. I mean, just using smoke to get into the town and Delta would be huge. Or suppressing the infantry. I mean, mortars and towns just go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's just it's a must-have in these games, and neither player have used them whatsoever. And that's a big thing, I think, for players that are trained. You're trying to get better Red Dragon. Using mortars to provide smoke or fire support, like you talked about, Rang, in the town, is just one of the best ways to get better at the game. It's a big missed opportunity.
Yeah, and your tanks don't have smoke launchers, so you gotta make do somehow.
Yeah, this isn't Warno.
No.
Actually, that smoke launcher in Warno, I hate that thing.
Oh, because you have to like aim it?
Because it's like buggy. Right. It's like buggy. Like, you have to like put it in the... funny enough, there's a modder in Steel Division 2 who put smoke launchers into his and Mr. Christopher Red Storm, and it's much better employed than Eugene's and Warno. I'll say that. Much better.
Eugene, please.
Yes, Eugene, please.
Eugene,
fix
please.
Smoke launchers.
Yeah, I do like how up north. I do like up north how John Cena's been using the flamethrower tanks. I just love flamethrower tanks in general.
Yeah,
he's been using it to like deny like forest areas, like the special ones have been forced to fall back. Yeah. I just want to say I like flamethrower tanks. Please use them more.
Please use more flamethrower tanks.
Yes.
I would also say, please, for Mechastu there, he had a good opportunity to kill his Jehoma 5s, and he actually blew it by having the tanks targeted everything but the Jehoma 5s, and so both the Recon M84 and the M84 go down the Jehomas, and so a lot of his firepower just waiting, he pushing there has went down. But as we know with the God Vision, there really isn't much there to push with. So
we're seeing another BM21 strike. I think it's just like a general attempt for a CV snipe. Getting some good hits on that clump.
Get some stuns. Yeah.
A lot of
good.
Oh,
that last one was good. Yeah, the last hit was pretty good. Taking a nice little chunk to direct hit on the Padabranchi. The Hera getting some damage there into the Zanshis. I mean, if he could just smoke and get his infantry in there, get up close, and if he had a bomber left, losing the Czech bombers really hurts here. But these Padabranchi full HP should be able to clean up the town. Proletariat as well. Yeah, there's Proletariat in there as well.
Fourth time's a charm, I think. Especially just how diminished John Cena is in that town.
My problem, but also he keeps bringing the Heras out for the ground support role, and that's just having the Hera with the rockets is nice. It's a good unit, but you don't want to call multiple of them out to provide fire support because there's not that many. It's only 14. There's 70 mil rockets. It's not like it's MI-17. You can use better tools to provide fire support, like your mortar, for your infantry than calling out the Hera.
And a BM-21 coming in clutch, stunning up the
That was a good strike.
Paparazzi's in a very critical moment of his push. The Proletaries taking heavy fire, trying to rush into the town. They need to just get in the building complex they're in.
Yeah,
there we go.
They're not going to get in there. Patabranches are now finally kind of like set up, but some of them took losses from the BM-21s. And yeah, that... Oh, go ahead, Ray.
No, the M84. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's missed the opportunity there to get the AGM team for a second, but it gets the snipe. Yeah, and there it goes. Rolls right up on there. Gets the transport down.
MI-35 going up by 10.
Yeah, that's a better call. The Hera's also up here as well. He has another one, so he should be able to win this town fight, but he has to push it. And also, here comes the HQ-7 because he does have one for Zhongzhina. Hera instantly dying from the Kratal missile right there. And that should be a big warning to Mechastu to not be too aggressive with that Mi-35.
Yes. But this is exactly the type of push Mechastu needed that, like, 10 minutes ago.
We also missed in Foxtrot Ring, there's a Jansi squad with 2 HP.
Oh, yeah, I keep seeing that guy. I wonder if he's actually going to, like, do anything.
I just noticed that because I was focusing so hard in Delta and Alpha. But yeah, that is there. I mean, there is a breakthrough here. It's in Delta. It just, I think the big question is he able to actually Mechastu follow it up?
Yeah, because he only has 8 minutes and he needs to catch up over 100 points. That's really a +2, +3 really at this point in the match. So he's going to get some good CV snipes. Crotal comes in once again, gets a very critical hit on the Mi-35.
Yeah, and that's a little sloppy there from Mechastu because he knew the HQ-7 was there because he had seen it engage his Hera before, and he still pushed up his helicopters. And his helicopters could be extremely valuable at this point in the game. There's a ZTZ 85-3 though, but with no support, if he can actually spot that, the Super Gleb is up. Oh, it got recalled already.
Yep. And up north, we're seeing Zhongzhina do a resurgent push into Alpha, and this could prove to be quite deadly.
Yeah, if he can get somewhere with it. These BVP, the Chomp just annihilating that M84. But I think they engaged one at a time. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Once again, engaged one at a time. Motostruck will engage the ZSUs. The M84 might get one last shot off and get a kill there. Yeah. The BVPs actually could probably rush the Choma 5 and get the... Oh, no. They're going to get killed by the recoilless rifle.
They're not enough to really get a foothold, but getting some good kills.
There's smoke finally deployed by Mechastu, but it's against the one ATGM squad in the forest there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mechastu's committing.
Yeah, he's trying to make a push, but the smoke dissipates at the wrong time.
The Neva getting another flame kill. MVP of the game right there for Mechastu.
Yep. Yeah, I think Mechastu's just a little bit desperate now. He's trying to push out of Delta, but Zhongzhina really has a very good defensive position at least. He can afford to lose his territory, especially at this point in the match. He's still doing great for himself. He's lost some momentum, but with 6 minutes left, it doesn't matter.
It's aiming and firing. And it does get the ZTZ. Yeah, it gets it and it blapped the ZSU as well. Just for good measure. And funny enough, there's an opening into Charlie. He probably doesn't know that just because it's kind of probably hard to feel that up there currently. But as we can see with the God Vision, there's almost nothing left in Charlie. He's bringing up more BVPs. Honestly, with 6 minutes left, I think you just send it.
Yeah.
You just send it because you're down 100 plus points. You're not going to get that just by decapping Delta, which you're kind of stuck anyways.
Yeah, even just down south, you just select everything and attack move. There's no risk. You're gonna lose if you don't do it. You might as well lose and be dead.
It's like in hockey when you're down.
The J8 just got sniped.
Blapped.
Fuck yeah, bloody never.
The thing has been an abs. Has it missed, Ring? I don't think it's missed.
No, it's guided by Taito himself.
I believe it's Tito.
Or Tito, yeah. Yeah. Makes good vodka.
Yo, actually, yeah, they do make good vodka. I'm sure someone from the former Yugoslavia can let us know the correct pronunciation in the chat. They'll let us know.
They always let us know. They never
Yeah,
fail us.
no, they don't. Absolutely. M84A engaging here. Some more M84s. Yeah, you just like you talked about, you just commit it, and I was gonna make the reference to hockey. Like this is when you pull the goalie to get the sixth player out, so you can just hope that you can tie the game, right? Like this is that time right now for Mechastu. Because I mean, to be fair, I think he's played a decent game. He hasn't played a bad one. I think there's a couple of mishaps here. There. Oh, the ZZ's the
Oh,
59 opens up, and now it's actually down to 2 HP. He knows where it's at.
M84 smell blood in the water. There's not a whole
Yeah,
lot yet to stop here, but even then,
there's not.
he gets Delta. He needs to decap
Yeah,
Charlie
he does.
in
Yeah,
4
absolutely.
minutes. That's hard.
He can do it though. The Hera catching it down the open. It's actually left it. Yeah, he could wheel. No, he doesn't. He needs to make sure those BVPs go into Charlie. Like this is a full commit here. Super Galeb getting taken out by the MiG-29 there. It doesn't matter. Did his job. And the Neva doesn't even care. That thing is just insane.
Like a ground ace at this point.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like he's the hero of Yugoslavia.
Yeah, they needed Joe's missiles in a Top Gun movie, I swear.
NATO is lucky he wasn't really on the ground. BM-21's opening up once again. They're really like, I mean, I guess what they're gonna. What's he trying to hit? Oh, the Neva? Or the.
Is he on to get a CV snipe?
Well, I don't think it'll work. But I've been wrong before, Ray.
It's not going to work. He's got a few direct hits, but it's a tank CV.
Yeah, so that MA4A actually runs right into a ZTZ 85-3 plus some Zanchi, so it will get pushed back. On the CV for Zhongjina is actually going to go back in here because it's still alive on 2 HP. Oh, no, the MA4 gets it!
With Stein breath. That's a good kill, but there's another CV being brought out, and on a +1, you're not going to get far in 3 minutes.
No, and just such a missed opportunity for Mechastu. He has so much stuff still left in Alpha. I mean, 2 full BVPs with infantry, Mechanovas, another BVP, a hurt M84, more armor and infantry. Oh, the Neva died!
I think he just needs a crit now. It's like, that was his army.
Why did he bring it forward?
Oh.
And another Hera being called out too. My man loves his Heras. I've never seen so many called out in a game before.
Yeah. Okay, you only bring out like 1 or 2 just for the recon optics, and the rockets are a nice bonus.
Yeah, no, I really feel like Mechastu missed a couple of opportunities here to actually win this game. I thought he played better the second half of it, but just 2 minutes here, unless something crazy happens, I just don't. I don't see how he's able to get the dub.
What's this MI-35 doing?
I mean, he could YOLO the MI-35. There's nothing there.
There's a Crotel.
Yeah. I was looking at it from like the top perspective when he killed the PGZ for the drug.
Sneaky Crotel. We're seeing a push all the way up north into Charlie here. But yeah, just way too well defended at ZTQ. The 2 ZTQs.
It's a tongue twister.
It is a real tongue twister. Just holding that position. Of course, one thing I love about Red Dragons is just the absolute, like, insane firepower on oil tanks. For a bargain.
Oh yeah. In the BVPs here, actually in Delta they committed to Delta, which is just, it doesn't mean anything for him at this point. Like you needed those to go into Charlie, and I think there was an opportunity for Mechastu to make this up here, but even then the hair pulls back too. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think he did play a better second half of the game.
He did, yeah. Like, Zhong played fantastic in the first half. Very aggressive. Was, like, fully leading the momentum, but of course overextended. You can only... unless you play really well, it's hard to hold on to Alpha. Just because it's so close to the enemy reinforcement zone. But he managed to play, you know, time on his side extremely effectively. Really bled out Mechastu for every single mile that he had to capture. So, very good job here for Zhong.
Yeah, and I think he committed one too many times into alpha, threw away a little too many units. But at the end of the day, he won the game. And I agree with you. His aggression early was fantastic. He kept the pressure on, which got him the win,
Yep.
like without a doubt.
Yeah,
And
very close.
Yeah,
Like a
and
300-point difference.
yeah. I really wish there's another time. I've probably said it a few times in our cast together. I wish that Red Dragon had the chronology that Steel Division provides in the
Yeah.
in-game screen, because I really do feel like Mechastu put the pressure on towards the end and got a lot of kills. I mean, he killed a ton of planes, but the loss of the MiG 30 the MiG 29s was critical.
Yep.
That was a huge loss for him, and you could just kind of tell it took a lot of firepower. It's not organic; it's on the ground, but a lot of firepower away from his deck that he was relying on.
Yeah, literal firepower.
Yes, literal fire.
Literal firepower. But yeah, honestly, pretty good job for both sides. Of course, with these train tournaments and not as crazy good compared to the elite. I think the main thing is just like feeling out, the momentum and where the enemy is, because you see just like more choke pointy gameplay in these sorts of matches. But that's a skill in Wargame, is learning, just with your sixth sense where the enemy is not.
Yeah, having a feel for the pace of the game, and that just like mechanically you can get good, and you understand what the different units are and how they interact with each other. But kind of knowing like how many points have gone by, how much damage have I done, how much damage have I sustained, which can really help you understand like what's in front of you, right? And there should have been a point there where internally Mechastu should have known there's really not that much left in front of me, because I've killed so much in this sector. You know what I mean? And it takes a little more time, and that's just a skill that takes to be acquired.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, you can just download some map packs.
Yeah, you could always do that too. I mean, is that still a thing?
Probably.
Who's map packing in Eugene games?
Losers. But anyway, thank you once again, Graham, for
Absolutely.
joining me. And thank you to you, the viewers, for watching this cast. And as usual, please just take it easy.